season is tipped off, Richard. How important is it to get things off to a good start?
I'd say it's fairly important, but this is a long season, Kevin. It's about sustaining a high level of play consistently.
Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Miles Bridges is out there with Williams, and it's Okogie in at the 3.
Just rising up with purpose. Allow Bridges to get this kind of positioning. He is going to hammer it home.
Now, here's Şengün. Kicks it out to Van Vliet. There's the triple. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
And it's Williams finishing it off.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Here's Ball into the lane. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Executing the plan here early, still haven't missed a shot.
RJ, the Rockets don't just have young talent. They have elite young talent.
Yeah, you can have all the high draft picks in the world. That doesn't mean you're going to hit on the right guys. But Houston, they certainly have. And one of Green's best attributes is that he doesn't really see contact. He will either go over it or through it.
Here's Okogie. Brooks covering. Okogie, the pass to Miller. Here's Okogie. Shot clock at 5. Williams, a screen on Brooks. Floats it up for Williams. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Bridges with the steal. Fires it up. And Ball gets it to go on the assist by Bridges.
This looks like a shoot-around the way they're scoring. 5 straight makes to start the game.
Şengün inside. Working on Williams. And Şengün throws it down.
Hey, look, sometimes you just got to let the big man work. Şengün doing it in style.
Ball no good.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
And that one's good. Brooks.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
There's Williams. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
And not just the score. Miller can dish it as well, showing great vision on that play.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Rockets are making progress. Coach Ime Udoka said it doesn't happen overnight. Changing habits and things like that takes time. Guys learn and grow at a different pace. My thing is getting us all on the same page. We're not that far off. Kevin, they sure look like they're building in the right direction.
David, they are, and some good vets have helped as well. And we thank you for that report. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played.
2 minutes.
Ball kicks to Bridges, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
And Ball is a proven distributor. He's got a real talent for spotting the cracks in the D.
One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
Here's Okogie. Shot clock at 6. Goes back up. Bridges dishes to Miller. The kick out to Ball. And finally they hit one. Ball's got 6.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
They came out swinging, really setting the tone on offense, and the opposition has not been able to respond.
Now here's Brooks. Back to Van Vliet. Will it go? He lays it in.
Ready to play rough inside. Van Vliet navigates the contact.
Charlotte leading by 9. Ball, the pass to Miller. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
Taking 2 shots. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules. The officials will have 2 minutes to review the play.
The original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Outside Ball. And Thompson sends it back. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets. Ahead by 9 is the quarter come. And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast as the second quarter getting going right now. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Hornets?
They've started the game the right way, penetrating the defense and attacking the rim. They're just not settling.
And another thing Coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Alper and Şengün out there with Thompson. And it's Van Vliet in at the point. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Now, here's Ball. There's the drive. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game. And he's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
Outside Ball. Pass to Miller. Back to Ball. And Thompson sends it back. Green in the high post. And it's Green with the jam.
The blinding speed of Green really turns on the Jets in transition. It's impressive to watch.
Kogi, the pass to Bridges. Now Miller, guarded by Green. Over in the corner, Williams. Ball from long range. And he's good on the 3-ball. Ball's got 11 points.
And he's made his mark on offense especially. They got to be thankful he's on their squad.
Green in the post. He's against Miller.
Using that speed, Green flying by on the drive.
Hornets leading by 6. You talk about reputations, RJ. Few have one like Dylan Brooks.
I'll give it to this man. He is fearless. He doesn't care if it's Steph, LeBron, his mom, whoever. Dylan is trying to get in their heads. You want guys like that on your side.
Now, here's Şengün. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. Here's Van Vliet. Misses the layup. Charlotte shooting impressively throughout at 62%. Here's Kogi. Brooks covering. There's Ball with the 3. Offensive rebound. Out to Miller. Pass to Ball. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller. Ball's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for the Hornets.
And he can carry a team. We've seen it from Ball before, and we're seeing it again.
That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
Talk about putting a team on your back. He has been dominant this quarter, and I don't think they are winning without him.
Outside, Green for three. Buries the long-range jumper. Green's got 7 points here in this quarter.
For Jalen Green to be an all-star level guy, he's got to knock down those threes.
Bridges sets the screen for Ball. There's the lob to Bridges. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Good anticipation from this crafty wingman. Bridges enjoys taking chances and going for the alley-oop. My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Alperen Şengün is a weapon on the block. Coach Ime Udoka said there are not a ton of true low-post threats in the NBA nowadays. Joel Embiid, Jokic, I don't know how many others there are anymore. Alpie's had success against pretty much everybody that's guarded him. Kevin, his footwork is indeed high level.
DA totally agree. Great footwork. Moves on moves, I've always said. Charlotte moving it around. Miller finds Bridges. Back to Miller. Williams against Şengün. Here's a Kogi. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. Rockets trail by 11. Thompson outside. And Thompson throws it down.
Oh, smart dish there by Brooks to a wide open man, getting him the assist and his team some needed points.
Ball surveying the defense. Shots good by Williams.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
That's good from Van Vliet on the assist by Brooks. Brooks has got 3 assists in the game. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's a Kogi. The kick out to Ball. Miller with a wide open look. Oh, good on the triple. Thompson outside. Brooks outside. LaMelo Ball getting it done for Charlotte. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be right back after this.
37.
Taking a look here at the Rockets, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah. And looking back on the first half of our game, it hasn't gone according to plan for the Rockets.
To me,
And that concludes.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Man, we're seeing a tremendous game from LaMelo Ball.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. They've got Trey Mann. Grant Williams is out there with Curry. And it's Smith, and it's Nurkic in at the center, locking down the middle. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Holiday with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Nurkic with the block.
Oh, the 7-foot Nurkic sending it back.
Pass to Mann. Williams a screen on Holiday. Here's Mann at the tip, and Williams is right there. Williams has got his first points of the night.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now here is Holiday, and it's off from three-point range. And the foul on Tari Eason. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, Houston, 9-point game. Curry with the bounce pass. Williams finds Nurkic. Here's Curry. He's covered by Eason. Floats it up there for Nurkic. Adams gets a hand on it.
Adams puts every ounce of energy into his defense, and he's not out there to contest shots. He's out there to reject it and really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Now here is Holiday, defended by Mann. And the foul called on Grant Williams. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Holiday left side. In the corner, it's Whitmore. 6 on the shot clock. And with that, the Hornet lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Holiday.
And such great feel for the game. Whitmore knowing where his teammates are at all times.
Curry passes to Mann. Takes the 3. Curry can't get it to go. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Pass to Whitmore. Here's Eason. And the layup is good.
Hey guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Hornets leading by 4. Mann with it. No scoring in this one. Curry passes to Mann. From outside, off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
That one goes in. Now just a 2-point Hornets lead.
Oh, love the determination Smith showed there, refusing to let the contact alter his shot.
Smith dishes to Williams. 1:41 left to play in the third. Here's Mann. Nurkic trying to get open. Mann gets the bucket.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised. Foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Smith outside. Pass to Mann. Six to shoot. Smith left side. Williams for 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Eason finds Adams. And he uses the glass on the layup. Adams has got the lead up to 1 now for the Rockets.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
A new lineup here for Houston. They get it again.
That was a good look for him from mid-range, but just couldn't make the defense pay.
Knocked away. Bridges, right side. On the wing, Williams. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Houston on. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ball game. Hornets shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game. At the guard position, Van Fleet and Green. Brooks is out there with Thompson. And it's Şengün in at the center. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
And Miller moves well for a guy his size and finds the shot there off the drive.
Williams with the block. Oh, and here we go now with Miller. Nobody back. Count that one. Miller's got 4 points this quarter. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Hornets.
All you have to do is look at one stat, and that is their block numbers. It tells you how tight their D has been. They've been going out of their way to smother the defense.
And also the hustle showing through with all those steals and not giving much breathing room for the offense to operate.
Van Vliet against Ball. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Mark Williams.
You can't be overzealous trying to guard Van Fleet. That's how you get in trouble.
And Van Vliet, not the same scorer he once was, Richard, but he has improved his playmaking.
And that's the adjustment that Van Fleet needed to make. The scoring doesn't always have to be there for him. But if he can set up, facilitate, and be a game manager, he'll find a large role.
Houston in the lead. Brooks, the pass to Thompson. Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Şengün. That falls. Great assist by Van Vliet.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And it's Ball penetrating, and Ball slams it in.
No looking back. Ball knows once he starts moving, he's got to go all the way.
Van Vliet kicks to Brooks. It's stolen. Ball with it, picked up by Van Vliet. And Ball slams it in.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
An important 2 points, not just on the scoreboard, but also for a little bit of momentum.
And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. They trail by 1. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Well, this one has been all about Amen Thompson, a freakish athlete. When he gets rolling, there's just not much a defender can do.
Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
And guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
For Charlotte, they've gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Bridges a screen on Green. And it's Miller penetrating. And it's Miller with the jam.
Already, Miller showing he has no problem in the big moments. How about the gut from that young man?
Now, here's Thompson. They kick it out to Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Locking the arc down. Defense knows it's on them to scare off those shots.
Down low, Williams. And the slam by Williams.
And the more experienced Ball gets, the more confident he gets in those situations. Great execution.
Here's Van Vliet. Williams with the block. Green against Miller. The kick out to Williams. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Outside, Ball. Just 5 on the clock. There's the lob to Bridges. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And the passing Ball displays night in and night out is impressive. He takes pride in his ability to facilitate.
Going inside. Banked in off the glass. And now a 9-point Charlotte lead.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
Building out this lead brick by brick, they have taken a very methodical approach.
From deep, Green. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
There are guys that will take that shot, and there are guys that will make that shot. Green is one of those guys that will make that bucket.
Now, here's ball. Back to Bridges. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
The Hornets on offense. They're on a 16-5 run here. The three. Green with the rebound. And here are the Rockets. 8-point game. And the foul called on Brandon Miller. That's foul number 2 for him.
Team foul.
27 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Williams, a screen on Van Vliet. Ball with a wide open look. It's rebounded by Şengün. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Green. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Off the inbound pass.
Houston foul. Alperen Şengün. Fourth personal foul.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 9.
Shooting for Charlotte.
Ball hits them both.
Making no mistakes and putting some extra nails in the coffin right here. That pretty much do it.
And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one.
The end of the game.
They came in here and took care of business like they were.
opening night for these two teams in this new NBA season.
And we've been waiting all summer, BA, to kick this thing off. So much excitement, so much hope, so much possibility. I'm sure both of these teams are going to come out with a lot of jitters and nervous energy, but we're going to settle in. And we're going to see the highest level of play right in front of us. It's time for the NBA to get it started.
So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Dick is out there with Emmanuel Quickly, and it's Ingram in at the small forward position. Quickly passes to Dick. Just 5 to shoot. Tipped.
I mean, that was pure hustle by Van Vliet, giving his all to influence the shot and swat it away.
Brooks outside. Pass to Şengün. Back to Brooks. Thompson outside. The 3 ball. Sends it home from three-point land. Thompson's got 5 points.
And this is big for Thompson's confidence. He needs to keep hitting from downtown.
Well, Grant, after 3 straight drafts high in the lottery, the Rockets got to 500 in 2024.
Yeah, and I love how they signed some vets in the summer of 23. Houston decided we want to win now, and I wish more teams did that.
Dick, the pass to Ingram. Here's Pirtle. He got a piece of it.
Well, you could see how Şengün read that play and was where he needed to be to get the block.
Just over a minute and a half in. Quickly against Van Vliet. Can't cash it in from close range. The Raptors have gone 1 for 3 so far. Barnes feeling it out a bit. Driving to the basket. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Scotty's such a good athlete. He's using that physical advantage here as he drives inside.
And it's good for 2.
Offensively, they've been pretty sharp. 3 for 4 so far.
The Raptors have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Outside Dick. Here's Pirtle. Got a hand on it. Here's Thompson. Rebound Toronto.
Well, you could tell right there he just wanted to go for the jam, but the defense too good and distracting.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Dick, the pass to Pirtle. From the arc. Second chance shot. And it's good on the lay-in.
And that's what they pay Pirtle to do. Get extra possessions and capitalize if you can go back up.
And here is Green. Last game, 26 points for him. Thompson, a screen on Barnes. Green, the pass to Thompson. Gets rebounded by Dick.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And that one's good. Quickly.
All kinds of grit there on the inside from Emmanuel Quickly.
And it's Green with the ball for the Rockets. They're a team with momentum in the midst of an 8-game winning streak.
Watching this team operate at this elite level, firing on all cylinders, the way they're going right now, this winning streak could go on for some time.
The 3 from Barnes. That one is off. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 6 from the floor. Here's Green. Count it.
I love it. What concentration. Green taking the contact well and converting with confidence.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
A bit ago, Ime Udoka and I were able to chat. And he had nothing but praise for Scotty Barnes on the other side. He said Barnes poses so many problems because of his versatility. He can play multiple positions. He's unselfish. He's got great speed for his size. He had a lot of good things to say. Clearly, Barnes has a big fan here.
Thanks for that, Allie. Now here's Thompson. He's got 5. Drives to the hoop. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Tough to slow Thompson down when he's got a lane to the rim like that.
Pass to Quickly. Pirtle with a screen on Green. Quickly. Goes back up. And Pirtle gets it to go on the assist by Quickly. Pirtle's got his second basket of the night.
Smart to get Pirtle inside with the ball. The big man, so easy to get it at close range.
Green against Barnes. Shot is up. And it's Green missing.
Well, it's a make or miss league. Sometimes the Jays just don't fall. It wasn't a bad shot.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, what do you think about the Rockets?
It's simple. When you can protect the rim the way they have, it's a big advantage.
Yeah, you can't be careless with your shot selection out there because some of them are getting thrown back.
Van Fleet and Green, they're manning the backcourt. Amin Thompson out there with Dylan Brooks. And it's Şengün in at the 5, down low. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Looking at the Raptors, Brent, things have not gone too smoothly since their 2019 championship.
Well, it felt like that championship roster was built just for that year, though, B.A. There wasn't a lot of, progression that was going to come from that. They went in, they got Kawhi, they won the championship, and now it's all about rebuilding their franchise in the style that they want to do it. They have one guy that they believe in Scotty Barnes, R.J. Barrett on the trade. And slowly and surely, they're going to start to put these pieces around to become a contender again.
Sinks it from distance. Ingram's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
And the basket by Van Vliet.
Well, Van Vliet likes to work up close and personal at the basket, always ready to take it inside.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
It's quickly with a drive. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And during the first few seasons of Emmanuel Quickley's career, he was seen primarily as a scorer, Greg.
Yes, but recently has blossomed into a more versatile threat. The leap we've seen in his passing has been especially impressive. He's a player to watch out for moving forward.
Now here's Green. And just about a minute and a half has passed here in the second quarter. Misses from short range.
He gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
And so here is Toronto. They lead by 4. Quickly with the ball. Coming in off 21 points in his last outing. Pass to Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, Brooks with the steal.
Wow, you watched the defender, and it looked like he knew that was coming. He made a quick play on it to intercept the ball in the passing lane.
And there's the patience right there. Şengün surveys the floor and finds his guy.
And that one's good. Quickly.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Thompson, that's good.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Quickly, passes to Pirtle. And he gets it to go. 4 for 6 so far.
And in this quarter, they've really brought up their shooting percentage.
Here's Green into the lane. And it's hammered home by Green.
Talk about using that speed. Green to the rim with ease.
Pass to Pirtle. Now Grady Dick. Back to Pirtle. Outside Dick. Shot clock at 5. Lets the 3 fly. Oh my! Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Good defensive intensity, but you have to stay in control always.
Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve. Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, the Rockets showing improvement. Head coach Ime Udoka said, quote, When you rely on your young guys, you're constantly trying to instill habits that'll carry them for the rest of their careers. It's mistakes and tendencies you have to try to break continually. Just staying positive. We see glimpses of how close we can be.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. Here's quickly. 6 points for him. Pirtle with a screen on Van Vliet to the middle. And Pirtle gets it to go on the assist by Quickly. Pirtle's got 6 here in the quarter.
His efficiency has been a big factor in helping them capture this lead.
Pass to Şengün. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got a rebound number 5 here tonight.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
On the wing quickly, guarded by Van Vliet. Ingram, the pass to Pirtle. That's basket number 6 in 8 tries.
They've really gotten away from the three-point shot as they pulled out in front.
Pass to Şengün. 24 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Green, the pass to Şengün. It's stolen by Pirtle. And a fast break now for the Raptors. Green against Ingram. Inside. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
Execution with pace, that's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
And so it's Jakob Pirtle making highlights for Toronto. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. More 2K action in just a moment.
A few things for them to focus on: more presence on the backboards, more physicality, maybe a few elbow sandwiches.
Taking a peek now. Glad you could join us.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. It's been quite a game for Jakob Pirtle.
Yeah, he's played with great energy in the first half. Very disruptive at the defensive end.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he wanted to do out there. Everyone he guarded looked uncomfortable.
After years of competing for championships and winning one, Toronto is suddenly in a rebuild phase, Brent.
Yeah, they had a familiar roster for many years, and then last couple of years a little bit underperforming, trying to find some guys to stabilize where their franchise is going. It's a bit of a reset in Toronto.
Checking out the group for Darko Rajakovic to start the second half. We've got R.J. Barrett, and it's Shed in at the point guard position. Outside Barrett. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by Houston. They've got the Heat ahead of them in their next game in Miami. And that'll be their only game on the road before heading back home. 2 points. That one goes.
Athleticism showing through from Whitmore. He doesn't need much room at all to operate in close.
Here's Barrett after the basket by Houston. Here's Shed. Smith with the rebound. The Rockets trail. Here's Whitmore. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. To the wing on the left. Pass to Mobo. And out of bounds. Houston will have it. Taking a look back at last season, the team leaders in rebounding. Houston, 4th.
And they were so awesome last year on the boards, blocking out, maintaining position, and finishing off possessions with the rebound. They are physical, and that effort afforded them a ton of extra possessions.
6 lead changes in a game that has a lot of character.
Yeah, both sides stepping up and making big plays.
And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Here's Barrett. Pass to Walter. To the inside. Bobo gets the bucket. And the Raptors lead by 1.
keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Here's Holiday. And Holiday powers it home.
Oh, my. That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risks pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. Here's Shed. Down low. Here's Mobo. And he goes in for the dunk.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
And he comes up with a bucket.
Any possession that ends in a shot from that range after good player and ball movement, that's a good one. Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
It's Easton with the jam.
And you can see Smith has the vision. Now, it'll be interesting to watch that part of his game continue to develop.
Houston shooting their first free throw of the night. The free throw off from Easton. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too. And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, BA. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Raptors trail by 3. Right side, Barrett. Launches a 3. Robinson finds Barrett. 1:41 left in the third. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Barrett's gotten his first basket of the night.
Barrett doing a good job. Defense really draped all over him on the inside. And he got creative to score there.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Brian, Jabari Smith Jr. is making some serious strides, and Coach Ime Udoka praised him and said his all-around game, his confidence, great defensive versatility. He's starting to handle and make plays for others. Shooting is a huge asset for him, but we want him to post up and find his mid-range shots as well, where he can rise up over guys. Brian?
He is certainly one to watch, Allie. Thank you. Robinson. Pass to Mobo. Barrett, a screen on Smith. Just 5 on the clock. Easton with a steal. Left side, Holiday. There's 38 seconds left in the third quarter. He can't get that one to fall.
Wow, he doesn't miss many of those. He's such a strong finisher and tight. Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire. Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
Outside Barrett. Oh, that doesn't go on the chance to tie. Adams, the pass to Holiday. Back to Adams. For 3, Smith. Not going to go that time. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game thus far. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Green is the 2 with Brooks at the, and here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the foul. He does not hesitate to ask for a second look. It's a pretty heated game. Every call matters.
The play will be reviewed under
The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, over the break, I listened to Ime Udoka's huddle. He pleaded with his guys to keep their emotions in check, saying, "You're battling right now. Continue to play smart. Don't try to be a hero out there. Play for one another." Guys, let's see what happens.
And Allie, thank you for that. You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper.
Quickly against Van Vliet. Şengün with a steal. And here's the fast break. Ahead. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming in. And in a game this close, they're going to challenge the call. Coach does not agree with it, and he wants them to take another look at the monitor.
their first personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Houston Rockets.
Many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
The three from Quickly knocks down the triple.
Win or lose, this is the fight you want to see from your players.
A great example out here of just a no-quit team continuing to compete until the final buzzer.
Van Vliet, the pass to Şengün. Over Ingram. Şengün, no good.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Here's Quickly. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Well, light off his feet, quickly elevating with ease.
Van Vliet outside. Toronto grabs the miss. Here's Barnes, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
A little bit of showtime there from Scotty B.
High post Green, working on Barnes. Brooks outside. And that comes off the assist by Green. Brooks has got his first 3 points of the game. This is the very definition of a back-and-forth contest.
Yes, neither side taking its foot off the gas. I'm expecting a spectacular finish.
Ingram on the wing. Back to Quickly. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. It goes on Fred Van Vliet.
Really known as a microwave scorer, Quickly's fearlessness is what allows him to really get cooking.
And Quickly drops them both.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Raptors?
You got to admire how hard they've worked to get to the line. All game long, they've been going right into the defense and drawing foul after foul.
All game long, they've just done a great job of keeping the pressure on the defense and penetrating with the pass. They've gotten everything inside, and they've converted there.
Barnes with a screen on Van Vliet. Quickly. Rebound by Van Vliet. Houston has gone 3 of 5 from the perimeter in this game. Thompson's shot is off. The Raptors have gone 3 of 4 in the fourth and looking confident on offense. Here's Barnes. It's rebounded by Houston. Fourth quarter keeps moving along. 3 minutes gone by now. Van Vliet, the pass to Şengün, to the middle. Here's Brooks. The kick out to Van Vliet. quickly against Brooks. And down it goes. 2 points. Brooks has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And this team is counting on Brooks in big-time moments. And guess what? Dylan delivers.
And the call will be against Fred VanVleet. That'll be a second foul of the game. Pirtle with the ball. Checked by Brooks. Barnes with a screen on Green. Back to Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Gigantic basket by Barnes. This guy's not afraid.
Deflects the pass. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Quickly.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
VanVleet, the pass to Green. The kick out to VanVleet. And Ingram with the block.
Ingram has that length to still be an effective shot blocker.
Here's Barnes. Count that one. He's now 5 for 8.
Zero rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
Well, I hope there's one player on that team out there that has interest in winning this game. Right now, it doesn't look to be one.
Brooks, the pass to Thompson. The three-pointer off the mark. And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. 2-point game. Barnes with a screen on VanVleet. To the paint. Barnes, no good. And here's Houston. Here's Brooks. Cash. A huge shot to tie it up.
Now that's one to remember. What an impact on the game.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Quickly passes to Pirtle.
Well, you got a 7-footer that's 2.5 bills. Pirtle is tough to handle in close.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second. And he ends up making the second. And that gives him a lead.
Big trip to the line. He did not get all of them, but at least they hold the lead now.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Thompson passes to VanVleet. Thompson scanning the floor. Oh, it falls!
You know, inside is where Thompson excels, and the concentration allowing him to finish there.
Here's Quickly. He connects!
And he was dominant in their last outing, and the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way, no roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
So it's the Raptors taking the W in a close one. With
Wow, it's fun to be here. And Clark, this is the culmination of all the hard work put in over the summer.
Yeah, you talk to the players on both sides, and there's optimism about this upcoming year. We'll see if that optimism is justified over time.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Grady Dick is out there with Emmanuel quickly. And it's Ingram in at the 3. And there it is for him.
Well, I like this from Okogie. I mean, still refining his perimeter game, so he makes his presence felt inside.
Quickly, and he banks in the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Ball. Williams finds Ball. Pass to Okogie. Clock at 6. Clark, the 2021 Rookie of the Year, LaMelo Ball, and the only thing holding him back now is his health.
It certainly is, and it's unfortunate because he's a talented, fun-to-watch player. He's already missed a bunch of games early in his career, but he is the total package as a point guard now. Great length at 6'7", and I still think he has MVP potential. It's a matter of, can he stay on the floor?
Now, here's Quickly, and stolen by Williams. Oh, and here comes Miller all alone.
Watch out now. Miller knows how to finish in these situations. Turned on the Jets in transition.
Back to Quickly. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. To the paint. Here's Barnes. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs it right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Now, here's Quickly. Barnes can't get it to go. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Okogie, the pass to Ball. Williams, a screen on Quickly. Fires the 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Ingram, left side. And slam dunk by Ingram.
Ingram clearly on the attack there, not allowing the defense to do anything with that dunk.
The Hornets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Ball, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Clark, with the Hornets, they were hit with injuries as hard as any team in the NBA in the 23-24 season.
Kevin, I couldn't agree with you more. They were so unfortunate in that regard, and it's not anything you can control, and it made it almost impossible for them to have a productive season because of those injuries.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, the Raptors are rebuilding with purpose. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're doing a good job at the start of this process, selecting the right people that care and are very committed to each other. That's a good baseline to build on. Kevin, slowly, the pieces are falling into place.
David, you're so right. He is great at developing those young players. Quickly finds Barnes. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Barnes has got his second basket of the game.
Barnes, so physical inside. He can beat you down there as well.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Back to Bridges. The kick out to Ball. Shot clock at 6. Takes the 3. That one, no good. And Ingram has got the ball here for the Toronto Raptors. Trailing by 2. Quickly with a wide open look. Good on the triple. Quickly's got 5 now.
And so many different ways Dick gets the ball to his teammates. Always on time and on target.
Barnes against Ball. Bridges kicks to Ball. Bridges sets the screen for Ball. Looking for Bridges. He gets it there. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Perfect communication and timing on that alley-oop. Bridges saw the opening and then bounced right to the rim.
Barnes screen on Ball. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Pass to Bridges. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
You really can't criticize the work he did at the line a year ago. 82% on the season.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
Bridges a screen on Barnes. Ball no good. Barnes looking around. And the dunk by Barnes.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
And so it's Scotty Barnes making things happen for the Toronto Raptors. He notched. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Raptors.
Everything working for them inside so far, guys. Tons of high-quality shots that they're knocking down inside.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
So for Toronto right now, Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Emmanuel quickly out there with Grady Dick. And it's Ingram in at the 3, the small forward. And the defense of this Raptors team, Greg, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect. And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Now, here's Quickly. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. To the inside. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
And a big dunk there from a springy Barnes. He gets up fast there for the hammer.
Bridges outside with the drive. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Williams passes to Okogie. Out to Bridges. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Bridges has got 5 points now in the quarter.
You can see the work being put in on that particular shot for Bridges, and his confidence as a result is continuing to grow. One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Now, here's Bridges. 7 points in the game. Here's Okogie. He's covered by Ingram. Offensive rebound. Miller kicks to Ball. Puts up a deep 3. The rebound by Brandon Ingram. Toronto leading by 3. And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That is his first foul of the game. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
Now, here's Quickly. 5 points in the game. Here's Dick. Off target with the open look.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Ball no good.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. The shot's good from Quickly.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Ball. It drops for his second made shot of this game. And unimpressive 2 of 7, though.
Boy, Ball plays with so much confidence. You know this guy believes in what he can do, including finding ways to score it inside.
It's Dick on the wing. Covered by Miller. It's Dick on the wing. Still scoreless. Bertel's shot is off.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
Ball. And Barnes sends it back.
Oh, tremendous defense there from Barnes. That 7'2" wingspan coming in handy.
1:32 left in the first half of the game. Inside. And the dunk by Barnes.
You make your teammates better by giving them good passes. That one was perfect.
The 2022 Rookie of the Year, Scotty Barnes, GA. He had a terrific rookie year, as we know. His second year may have fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, it was a bit stagnant for Scotty, but man, he had a monster third year, making his first All-Star game. The playmaking of Barnes especially took a leap. Add that to the highlight reel for Miller. I'm sure it'll grow quickly.
14 foul.
56 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Now, here's Quickly. 7 points in the game.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds. Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
To the paint. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
That athletic ability gets Bridges to the rim there. He almost totally shrugged off the defense.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Here's a Kogi. Off on the layup.
Look at this little fella going in there and eating up some glass.
Barnes against Ball. Barnes passes to Bertel. Williams with the steal. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Misses from short range. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Raptors out in front. They're up by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center.
Please direct your attention.
We often talk about efficiency on offense. They were the winners in that department, guys.
I like how efficient you were. And moving on here. And that about wraps it.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. We're seeing a tremendous game from Scotty Barnes.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
They've got Grant Williams. Smith is out there with Trey Mann. Then it's Kirk. And it's Nurkic in at the center position. So that's the group out there for Charlotte.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that number.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
And here we go. Here's Barrett. And the layup falls. Barrett's got his first basket of the night.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Raptors leading by 8. In recent seasons, the Charlotte Hornets, Clark, have been very active in the trade market.
Well, it seems like they're always wheeling and dealing. I mean, they're on a quest for that perfect fit lineup, moving pieces around, trying to find the right recipe for success.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
And here are the Raptors now, following the missed shot by Nurkic.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Smith on the wing. Barrett covering. Curry with the bounce pass. Nurkic can't hit.
Boy, they need to pick it up here now. I mean, they're 0 of 4 coming out of the break.
Here's Walter. He has yet to score. To the inside. Here's Shed. Just 4 to shoot. And the 3-ball is good. Shed's got the lead up to 13 now for the Raptors.
Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
It's Curry outside. They get the rebound. Outside Williams. Barrett against Curry. They need this. Rebound by the Raptors.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now, here's Barrett. And the foul called on Grant Williams. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Barrett against Curry. Robinson a screen on Curry. Barrett for 3. Here's Robinson. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Williams kicks to Nurkic. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on R.J. Barrett.
Just a load. I mean, at 7 feet, Nurkic also moves well, and that combo gets him to the line a bunch.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Bridges is checked in for Williams. Okogie comes in for Curry. Miller's checked in for Smith. And Ball subbed in for Trey Mann.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
One thing you know you're going to get from Bridges, he can really score.
That has never been a problem for him. He's always been able to put it in the basket. He's got a really good feel and stays in attack mode when he's on the offensive end.
And Toronto has possession following the bucket by the Hornets. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul.
Second team foul. The ruling on the floor. Shooting for Toronto, Scotty Barnes.
The officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's Okogie. He's got 6, and that one is hammered home.
Well, that is a very impressive, quick first step by Josh Okogie. Hard to defend that.
And there's the drive. The shot's good from quickly.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Ingram kicks to Barnes. 43 seconds left in the third. And slam dunk by Ingram.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Ball no good.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Ingram touched it last.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Ball. Sinks that one from the post. Ball's got his third basket of the night right there.
Never lacking for sizzle in his game. That was a sweet move from Ball right there.
Quickly looking it over. Down low, here's Pirtle, and there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Hornets trail by 16 on the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pitch. Emmanuel quickly out there with Dick, and it's Ingram in at the small forward position. The Raptors shooting the ball with incredible accuracy, 68% so far. A three from Quickly. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Bridges got 4 rebounds now tonight. There's Ball with the three. Sinks the triple. Ball's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Charlotte.
Well, I love the feel Ball has when he should pull up or pass or whatever decision he has to make. His pace is outstanding.
Quickly against Ball. Nobody near Barnes. Quickly. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Bridges has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Nurkic the pass to Bridges. Outside, Ball. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes. Barnes has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Quickly with it. Now guarded by Ball. Barnes screen on Ball. To the middle. Bridges with the steal. Miller outside. Bridges outside. Pass the ball. And stolen by Barnes. Quickly with it. Beyond the arc. Bridges with the board.
Yeah, most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Bridges, in some ways, to me, is a throwback player. He's a 6'6" forward and does a little bit of banging down low. Actually, a lot of banging down low.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Deep 2 from Ball. It's rebounded by Quickly. Quickly's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Clark, we've all heard the comparisons. Brandon Miller plays a lot like a young Paul George.
And you know, it makes a ton of sense when you consider that Paul George is Brandon Miller's favorite player. So he spent a bunch of time studying how PG gets it done and putting those moves into his own book bag.
Stolen by Ball. Pass to Bridges.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Out to Miller. Nurkic trying to get open. That shot was off. Good D by Barnes. And so Quickly will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. At one point, they led by 16. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. Now Barnes, defended by Bridges.
And a guy who has quickly adapted to playing NBA offense, Barnes, he can be a producer.
Outside, Ball. To the paint, looking for Bridges. He gets it there. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
Toronto leading by 9. We've got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter. Quickly against Ball, and the call will be against LaMelo Ball. And that'll be his third foul so far. And here is Quickly. Barnes screen on Ball. Quickly kicks to Pirtle. 5 to shoot. And that one's good, Barnes.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Raptors.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this victory tonight will even things up in the season series. One apiece. Consider it repayment for the last time these two teams met. They get their revenge here with 2 more left to play on the year against the Hornets.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Barnes.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Okogie is such a tough matchup inside, in part because he's got long arms to go with tremendous athleticism.
Both shots good from the stripe. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Now here is Pirtle. He's guarded closely. Here's Quickly. And the rebound by Nurkic. Bridges against Barnes. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win. NBA season and teams focus on situational awareness. Doris, what have you noticed so far this season?
Yeah, Kev, these situations are really all about execution, right? Are players poised in late clock situations? First of all, do they recognize where the shot clock is? Can they adeptly and quickly read defenses? So those are some of the things I'm watching for.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Thompson is out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's Van Vliet in at the point. Here's Brooks. Jams it in off the great move.
And the quickness of Brooks's drive can be overwhelming. Burst inside before the D can react.
Ball against Thompson. Ball, the pass to Bridges. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
Green, no luck. And you know, Brandon Miller may not have the experience Doris so far in the NBA, but boy, does he have a feel for the game.
And Kevin, that to me is something you can't teach. The ability at a young age to read situations well. He can mix his pace. He can create his own space for his shot. The game has already seemed to slow down for this young guy.
A three-pointer is right on target.
And that was from another zip code. Green looking absolutely fearless there.
Over in the corner, Williams, and stolen by Şengün. Brooks finds Green. Here's the floater. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Green's got 5 points so far. Miller, the pass to Bridges. Here's a Kogi. Bridges outside. Lets the three fly. 6 to shoot. And it's Miller penetrating. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot-around this morning.
The Rockets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Van Vliet passes to Şengün. Taken away by Williams. And here we go with Miller running up the court. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Kogi, the pass to Miller. Here's Kogi. Down low. And stolen by Thompson. Fast break, here they come. Stolen by Ball. And a fast break now for the Hornets. At the top of the key, Bridges.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
There's 1:59 left here in the first quarter.
Springs in his shoes. Clear the deck when Miles Bridges is coming through, folks.
And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Charlotte leading by 3. Ball, no good. GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
The kick out to Williams. Thompson against Ball. Back to Williams. Shot clock at 3. Bridges for 3. Good. The nice assist for Williams. Bridges has got 9.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And it's blocked.
Oh, Josh Okogie putting all that athleticism to good use there on the defensive end.
Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Ball feeling it out a bit. Good, nice job down low.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Brooks kicks to Green. Pass to Şengün. Brooks outside. They could use a bucket. Hornets with the rebound. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Outside ball. There's the lob to Bridges.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
And he knocks down the first one.
Taking 2 shots.
And so Van Vliet nails both of them. 5 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Ball. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. It's been all about my... And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Charlotte.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points off turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Williams is out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Okogie at the 3. So that's the group out there for Charlotte.
What we've seen is Miles Bridges turn himself into a versatile, dangerous offensive weapon. 20 points a night? Oh, give him that.
Inside, Şengün, Bridges with the board. Hornets leading by 8. Williams finds Miller. Williams sends a screen for Miller. Back to Williams. Green with the rebound. When you look at the game of Mark Williams, Doris, what impresses you the most?
Well, probably his size and athleticism. That combination makes him an immediate fit. He understands which shots to take on the offensive end, seems to have a great feel for how to position himself on the defensive end and how to mix it up on the glass.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
For 3, Van Vliet. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Van Vliet's got 5 now.
Well, I mean, listen, Fred Van Vliet, you can practically close his eyes. That's how comfortable he is out on the arc.
And here we go with Brooks running it up the court. Good on the shot, and with that, the Charlotte lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Van Vliet.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Pass to Şengün. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Brooks, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Mark Williams.
And the toughness of Brooks on display, not fearing contact when he's looking to score inside.
Hey, DB, we don't see a lot of them, but from what you have seen and heard, what can the Charlotte Hornets do better to improve their overall game?
Well, I think one of the things you have to look at is what are they doing successfully on the offensive end and what are their weaknesses? One of the weaknesses is drawing fouls and getting opportunities at the free throw line. To me, Kev, the best teams do a good job of getting easy points, whether in transition or at the charity stripe.
And you can put Miller on either side of that pick and roll action. He has a terrific IQ.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Jalen Green has shown he's capable of carrying a team offensively. He said, it feels good knowing that my teammates believe in me to do that. Had to learn a lot of things to grow, but that's what I work for. I want to be one of those guys that you give the ball to in crunch time. Kevin, I always want to give the mic to you in crunch time. Back to you.
You are an unselfish playmaker. I appreciate that. By the way, Green can be electric and so fun to watch. Hey, DA, thanks. Şengün, and Şengün throws it down.
Even without the explosive athleticism, Şengün still able to play above the rim.
Miller, the pass to Okogie. Fires for 3. Thompson with the rebound.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Şengün finds Green. Bridges with the steal. Pass to Williams. There's the lob to Bridges. Green with the ball. And it's Miller picking him up. And yes, it's good. Van Vliet's got 9. Last game for Houston, they picked up the win against the Magic. Thompson against Ball. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. LaMelo Ball came in like a storm into this NBA, Doris, but hasn't been able to stay healthy since.
It's so true, Kevin, and that's unfortunate because the skill is apparent every time he plays. He's a game changer with his size and his playmaking. The NBA is better off because of the flair and the style he brings when he is healthy.
For 3, Van Vliet. It's rebounded by Charlotte. They've led by as much as 10. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
Yeah, and looking back at their last...
And yep, we thought we might see it.
When it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Tries the spin move. Ball, no good. Rockets trail by 3. And Van Vliet, here we go. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. Green's got 3 assists now in this one. Bridges kicks the ball. Bridges a screen on Thompson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Thompson. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe for the Rockets. And so he hits both. Bridges with the steal. Ball from long range. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall. It's been all about Miles Bridges for the Charlotte Hornets. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back to the action in just a minute.
Taking a look at Houston, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big change.
And now looking at the Hornets, a very close game so far.
Even before the game started, you could feel the energy in this arena, man.
Thank you for being with us.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. What can you say, guys? Miles Bridges, an impressive effort here today.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low. Just great work.
Starting the second half, here's Ime Udoka's 5. They've got Tari Eason. Smith is out there with Adams. Then it's Cam Whitmore. And it's Holiday in at the 1. Charlotte leading by 5. When a team, Doris, is on a losing streak, what lessons can be learned from that?
Now, Kevin, you know this. Losing streaks seem to be inevitable in the NBA. The season is too long to go through without some adversity. What I think you learn is grit and how to keep fighting even when you don't have your best game available.
For 3, Smith gets the three-pointer to fall. Smith's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Steady from beyond the arc. Smith's improvement from there could really make him a dangerous player.
And that one's good, Whitmore.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Nurkic setting the pick for Williams. Floats it up there for Nurkic.
Boy, that's textbook screen and roll action. You can see why they involve Nurkic in these sets. So savvy.
Here's Smith. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Smith in the post. He's guarded by Williams. To the wing right side. Here's Eason. Takes it inside. Sweet little floater.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
And Doris, a new era began in Charlotte after Michael Jordan's departure as owner in 2023.
And Kevin, with that ownership change, there's always a transition period, and it may take a while for the Hornets to find success, but there are some reasons for optimism, and you begin with the young point guard.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And a chance to check out the stats for Jusuf Nurkic. He's coming off an excellent season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Well, you get the feeling he believes every rebound should be his, and most of them are. This guy is putting up tremendous numbers.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Man with it, working on Smith. Williams dishes to Nurkic. Shot clock at 5. Williams with the ball, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Rockets trail by 3. To the inside, Adams. And with the rebound. Hornets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Nurkic, the pass to Williams. Back to Nurkic. It's stolen by Eason. And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. And he's got his first chance at the line here. Free throw, good, Holiday. There's 1:59 left to play here in the third. And so it's Holiday with it. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. Trailing by 2. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Miles Bridges.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around, as his energy is contagious out there right now.
Boy, there's just a brute strength and physicality about Steven Adams. This guy knows his role and plays it to perfection.
Basket counts.
Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
And Holiday, here we go. And Holiday throws it down.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
And that one's good, Whitmore.
And Whitmore a beast inside because of his power and ability to elevate.
Smith kicks to Nurkic. Pass to Williams for the 3. They get it back. And Nurkic gets it to go. Nurkic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, you have to be cognizant of where people are when the shot goes up. Defenders not blocking out in that instance.
And it's Nick Smith with the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Hornets.
They've been playing some really physical offense, just attacking the paint as much as possible. And I tell you what, they have been very successful with that strategy.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Rockets trail. 32 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Can't hit from in close. Bridges outside. Pass to Miller. Back to Bridges. There's Ball with the 3. Traps in the tray. Ball's got 9.
When LaMelo entered the league, his three-point shot was a little bit of a mystery, but boy, we can put that to rest. This young man can shoot it.
Yes, and the foul. It's going to be on Brandon Miller.
This guy is just working his tail off on the boards. You love the effort, love the energy.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game. On the free throw, no good. Miller dishes to Bridges. Outside, Ball. Bridges a screen on Van Vliet. Ball from long range. And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. Hornets lead by... And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard with the pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Mark Williams is out there with Bridges, and it's Okogie in at the 3 slot. So that's the Hornets 5. Houston's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Good on the bucket. Thompson's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Ball with it, picked up by Thompson. Miller, the pass to Okogie. Inside, Bridges. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Bridges has got 21.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Ball, the pass to Bridges. Back to Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Well, this is what you love about having length in the backcourt. That 6'7" frame. Go ahead and finish, LaMelo.
Stolen by Brooks. Van Vliet against Bridges. Van Vliet passes to Green. Here's Adams, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Adams has got the game tied up here for the Rockets. The Hornets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And it's Ball penetrating for 3, Okogie. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 4 rebounds in this game. He takes it in.
Wow. Dylan Brooks off the bounce. Teammates are loving that.
Here's Miller. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
Closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Norkic checked in for Mark Williams. And Curry subbed in for Bridges. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Ime Udoka as he talked with the team. Now Coach told his guys it's not over until it's over. He asked them to stay sharp out there and to keep fighting. If we lose this, it's on us, he said. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Miller with the ball. Now Green defending, and Thompson sends it back. Down low, and Thompson throws it down.
And he's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
And again, the Hornets missing. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for Houston. A 2-point game, and it's Green with the jam.
No fear in the eyes of Green. Willing and ready to take the big shot for his team.
At the line for the Rockets,
Guys, that was critical. I mean, that's what we're used to seeing out of him, though, at moments like this.
Ball against Adams. Outside Curry. No good from outside.
If you want to cut into a lead, you have got to trust your teammates and move the ball.
And there's Van Vliet on the assist by Thompson. Van Vliet's got the lead up to 7 now for Houston. Outside Curry. They set the pick. Pass to Okogie. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Oh, that is the kind of tough bucket they want to get from Josh Okogie. He just shakes off the contact and finishes strong.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Well, you like when a guy calmly steps up, knocks down the free throws, exactly what you want.
Stolen by Brooks. Green with the ball. Now guarded by Ball, and it's Green missing.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chipping.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. .16 left here in the fourth quarter. For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Here's Ball, and it's good, 2 points. Ball's got 4 this quarter.
LaMelo Ball is never rattled. Doesn't matter how close the score or what the situation. This guy unafraid of big shots.
Thompson finds Van Vliet. Driving in. Out to Brooks. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
Van Vliet with it. Now guarded by Nurkic.
Boy, Nurkic so gritty, contesting shots.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Here's Miller driving to the basket. Yes!
Already, Miller showing he has no problem in the big moments. How about the gut from that young man?
And so they choose to intentionally foul. And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaking. And he ends up making the second, and that increases their lead to 6. And so it's Charlotte with it. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Good! And now they trail by just 4.
Well, LaMelo Ball relishes these moments. That young man has no fear.
Van Vliet kicks to Thompson. And so they foul intentionally.
Brandon Miller. Second personal foul. 4th team foul.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
Jalen Green taking 2 shots.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Ball. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Now you love the tenacity right there of LaMelo Ball. Play through the contact, get the and one opportunity.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
That's right. No other option but to foul and look for some misses.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
That's what you call slamming the door. This one is over.
There's Ball with the 3. It doesn't go for him. So we see the Rockets get the win here. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother him. I mean,
Hey, Richard, you can feel the excitement around the league.
It's one of my favorite times of the year, BA, and after all the hard work these guys put in during the offseason, now we get to see if it's paid off.
So the Houston starting five. Van Vliet and Green, they're manning the backcourt. Alperon Şengün out there with Amin Thompson. And it's Brooks in at the three. Now here's Quickly. Pass to Pirtle, 5 to shoot. The three from Barnes. It's hauled in by Houston. They're a team with momentum in the midst of an 8-game winning streak.
You can feel the energy in the air around this team. They know they are on a roll, and they are committed to keeping it going as long as they can.
Brooks outside. Here's Van Vliet. And it's in there.
Ready to play rough inside. Van Vliet navigates the contact.
Since being drafted in 2021, Alperon Şengün has really grown his game, Richard.
Particularly his assist numbers. That's what impresses me. You can run the offense through the 6'11" Şengün. It's so impressive. Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
Ingram against Brooks. Good, and the assist goes to Şengün.
And you got to at least honor Brooks' three-point shot if you're the defense. I mean, he is more than capable of connecting.
Barnes with a screen on Brooks. Pass to Barnes. First quarter, just over a minute and a half in. Here's Pirtle. And the jumper from down low is true.
Big body Jakob using that size to get into position. Quality job.
Let's send it out to Allie LaForce, who caught up with head coach Darko Rajakovic. Allie?
We talked about Fred Van Vliet. How coach hopes to counter him. Coach told me I'd love to put size on him and give him an unfavorable matchup. But the truth is, it's all about hustle, just staying on him as much as possible. It's a pretty straightforward strategy, but coach hopes it's effective. Guys?
Okay, thank you, Allie. The Rockets have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. And it's Brooks missing.
There wasn't a lot of resistance there at the rim. He just tricked off a little bunny.
Picked by Pirtle. Here's Quickly. Outside Dick from behind the arc. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Amin Thompson.
He has stepped up on the defensive end. His blocks have come way up these past few months, showing some real intensity protecting the rim.
Quickly against Brooks. 5 on the clock. Şengün with a steal. Here's Thompson. Ooh, excellent D there from Barnes.
They timed up the layup perfectly. The D saw it develop and got there to bother the shot.
Dick with a miss.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from 3.
It's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes. All right, now that we have a second, let's take a look at which teams cashed in on the fast break last year. Number 1, the Raptors.
If this team had a chance to push it last season, they did. The best fast break team in the league.
Brooks with it, guarded by Dick. And that one's good for Brooks. Brooks has got 5 now.
And just as tough as they come, Dillon Brooks battling for 2 points.
Pirtle with a screen on Brooks. The 3 from Quickly. And Pirtle gets it to go on the assist by Quickly.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Here's Thompson. Tipped. And now the Raptors on the break for the finish. And that one's good. Ingram.
Strong defense followed by some smart offense. That's just good fundamentals.
Here's Thompson. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
Pirtle with a screen on Thompson. Pass to Ingram. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Şengün. There's 47 seconds left in the first quarter here. Clock at 6. Three-pointer.
Great job closing out the lanes. You normally don't see defense like that from Green, but he was tough to get around there.
Van Vliet outside. Thompson, a screen on Ingram. Van Vliet, the pass to Thompson. And that one good.
The floater can be a tricky shot, but that's the right choice.
Raptors trail by 3. Pirtle with the ball. His last outing, he had 18 points. The three from Quickly. Sinks that one after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
They don't lean on Pirtle for facilitation, but he's certainly not selfish with the ball.
Thompson finds Van Vliet. From deep three-point range. It's all tied in Toronto. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. You know, you take a look at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
It leads to some easy buckets, and I think it's given them control of the pace in this one.
So the Houston 5 right now. Green is the 2 with Brooks at the 3. Thompson out there with Steven Adams. And it's Van Vliet in at point guard. Pirtle with a screen on Green. Shot clock at 5. Dick. Oh, again, Toronto with a triple.
I'll tell you, Grady Dick can shoot for days. I mean, his confidence from beyond the arc is really incredible.
And the slam dunk by Thompson.
He may not. Have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
And Richard, the former 2nd overall pick in 2021, we all see the potential for Jalen Green.
When you see the physical ability combined with his shooting range, he's got a chance to be one of the top scorers in this league.
Yeah, exceptional job. Barnes just diving towards the open area off the pick.
Here's Van Vliet. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That one on Barnes.
And even from where we're sitting, you could clearly tell it was a foul.
And he knocks down the first one. You know, it's hard to understate the value Van Vliet brings to this team, Richard.
When you look back at Toronto's championship in 2019, he made some huge plays. When the moment got big, he came through and came out on top.
Quickly outside. Off the mark there with a 3.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out, regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. BA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
Here's Thompson. Back to Adams. Outside for Brooks. Pass to Green from outside the arc. Good work defensively by Dick. There's the triple. Here's Adams. No points yet. Tries yet again. Green in the lane.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. To the inside. Oh, it's stolen by Adams. He's got a clear path. Here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
And man, does Thompson glide down the court with ease. Outstanding at finishing in transition.
Outside Ingram. Takes the three. They get it again. Pirtle. Here's Dick. And the Raptors miss again. Houston leading by 3. Outside, Green. Back to Thompson. Jacks up a 3. And that comes off the assist by Green. Green's got his 4th assist in this one. And the league has cut down on back-to-backs, but some pushback for a surprising reason. Richard, teams need multiple days off in order to practice.
Yeah, that's right. With only 1 day off between games, teams don't usually practice on those off days. It's not as simple as it looks.
Toronto shooting their first free throw of the night. And so he hits the technical free throw. Richard, how about that memorable Rockets winning streak early in 2024?
11 straight wins. Look, that's no easy task, no matter who you are playing. The energy in the locker room must have just been off the charts.
Here's Ingram. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
It's hard trying to match up with Ingram, especially when he's looking to score inside.
Van Vliet scanning the floor. Inside, Adams. Another one falls for Houston.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Quickly passes to Pirtle. Van Vliet against Ingram. Barnes with a screen on Green. Here's Dick. Three-pointer off the mark.
And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
Outside, Green. Van Vliet finds Adams. Here's Green. Green gets it to go off the drive.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets.
Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Oh, that's how to throw it down. Barnes with an exclamation point.
That one goes. Count it. Green's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And you'd think their lead would hold as long as they continue to shoot like this.
Quickly from outside. Adams grabs the miss. Houston leading by 7. The 3 from Thompson. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive.
This quarter has been all his. I suggest they keep the ball in his hands.
Here's Dick. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Three-pointer, Brooks. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Amin Thompson, he is feeling it tonight, and he's been the driving force for Houston. He made a big impact, scoring 12 points in the quarter. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
Taking a look here at the Rockets, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah. And now how about those first 2 quarters of play? Just a dominating performance for the Rockets. Appreciate you joining.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. Well, you got to like what we're seeing from Amin Thompson.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
We've got R.J. Barrett, and it's Shed in at the point. That's the group starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic. Screen by Robinson to the middle. And he floats it in for the easy 2. Credit the sweet setup on that one.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
Holiday finds Smith.
He didn't have his feet planted.
Walter. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Holiday outside Whitmore. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
An impressive athlete. This rookie Whitmore loves getting inside and hammering it home.
Outside Barrett. Pass to Shed. Here's Walter. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Mobo. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
To the wing, right side. Outside Whitmore. Shoots. Mobo with a rebound.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
The 3, Barrett. Counted from distance. Barrett's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
You got to stay right up on Barrett. He's so solid at feeling out the defense and pulling up off the dribble.
Smith laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Down low. He got a piece of it. On the wing, Whitmore fires from deep. It doesn't go for him. Raptors trail by 11. Tari Eason is seen by some as a player on the rise, Richard. Things are coming together for him.
Yeah, his game is evolving along with his confidence. When young players put in work, they are going to get better, and that's what Eason has done.
The Rockets have gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. Outside Holiday. This one for 3. Offensive board. Pass to Whitmore. Holiday with the ball. Here's Eason. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday. And the Rockets lead by 14.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
Robinson, a screen on Holiday. Now Barrett. Walter from outside. Adams grabs the miss. Adams has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Adams has gotten his 2nd bucket of the game.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
Count the basket.
And a nice find by Barrett. He has a complete game.
And it's Holiday with the ball for Houston. Well, when this one's done, they'll be off to Miami, taking on the Heat. That game will conclude the 3-game road trip they're currently on. Here's Mobo. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. All right, a moment now to bring up last season's top rebounding teams. The Rockets 4th.
You can see the emphasis they put on rebounding. Such a huge part of their game, and one that they didn't ignore.
So Toronto ends up going with a new group. Here's Quickly to the paint. And stolen by Holiday. Fast break. Here come the Rockets. Eason finds Holiday. Here's Whitmore outside. Hits the trifecta. Whitmore's got 5 points now in the quarter. And what's your take, guys, here on the hustle stats for the Rockets?
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And also attacking in transition has been working for them. I mean, credit them for running the break well and being opportunistic.
Raptors trail by 17. Here's Quickly. Holiday grabs the miss. And the Rockets with possession. A big stretch here going, 10-2. Pass to Eason, fires the 3. Right side Whitmore, over Quickly. Outside Eason. For 3, Smith. Gets the 3 to fall. Smith's got 5 points.
You know, Smith came into the league as a capable and confident shooter off the catch.
Pirtle, the pass to Barnes. Up and over Smith. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Houston ending the quarter with a 20-point. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And two teammates on the same page, woo.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. So the Rockets 5 now. Smith out there with Tari Eason. Then it's Steven Adams. Then it's Aaron Holiday. And it's Whitmore in at the shooting guard position. Quickly from outside. Nails it from 3.
This is their plan in the second half, to try to use the three-point shot to shrink this deficit.
Here's Whitmore. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Grant, it seems like teams today are much more data-driven than in years past.
Yeah, I agree, B.A. It's much more sophisticated. And, of course, coaches and executives are still watching the games and forming their gut opinions. But now those impressions can be cross-checked with the numbers.
All right, the Rockets making a switch here. Alperen Sengun's checked in for Adams. Thompson comes in for Smith. Brooks, he's checked in for Eason. And Fred VanVleet is subbed in for Holiday. Quickly outside, inside, stolen by Thompson. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Here's Brooks. Knocks it loose. Raptors trail by 21. And it's Quickly. That time on the assist from Barnes. Quickly's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, when you look at Barnes' assist numbers, they show you can run your offense through him, not your average wing. And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute played. Three-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Brooks outside. 4-3. That shot off.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Barnes feeling it out a bit. To the inside. Pirtle. That's in. Coming off an assist from Barnes. Barnes has got 3 assists in the game.
We have seen Jakob's role on offense grow over the years. He is a high percentage shooter from inside.
And they keep attacking from the three-point range here in the second half.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Quickly against Brooks. Shot clock at 6. For 3. Here's Barnes. Another shot. Pirtle, the pass to Barnes. And another shot. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It's going to be on Amin Thompson.
Known as a fantastic rim protector, Jakob has also made great strides offensively.
Good on the second one. Now that we have a few years of reference, it's safe to say the NBA play-in tournament has been a roaring success, Grant.
Yeah, I agree, B.A. And people forget it was created in the peak of the pandemic. The league set up a lifeline for teams that lost key players to COVID, but it has turned into something much, much greater.
Brooks from outside. And Houston, another 3.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
Barnes with a screen on VanVleet to the middle. Here's an 8-footer, and off the front iron, and in it goes.
Inside is where Barnes is most effective, taking point-blank shots.
2 minutes remaining in regulation time.
VanVleet outside, pass to Sengun. The 3 is up. Barnes with the rebound. Barnes has got his 4th rebound in this one. From downtown, on target from range.
An excellent job of reading the defense. As Ingram's court vision continues to improve, so will his playmaking.
Quickly against Van Vliet. There's the triple. Rebounded by Ingram. And Ingram has got the ball here for the Raptors.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Rockets.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And they didn't deviate from their game plan against this team. It's what helped them win their first 2 games against them. Add another one to the win tally for them.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Amen Thompson.
And he's been a well-oiled machine on offense, keeping things simple on this end, getting the looks that he wanted, knocking them down.
Barnes against Thompson. Pass to Dick. The steal. Brooks against Ingram. Outside Whitmore. Nice move. Can't hit that one. Hurdle with some nice D. And it's Dick off the drive. And he throws it down with one hand. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Brooks outside. And the Rockets hit again from deep.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
And as it should be, to be this dominant on another team's floor, look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
Quickly outside. And so Houston takes this one by a big margin. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that about wraps it up. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce.
season of NBA basketball. How excited are you?
Oh, man, Kevin, on a scale of 1 to 10, can I go 20? I mean, we've been waiting for these games to start for months. The offseason seems endless, and there's always drama about player movement, who's going where, and expectation, but nothing better than getting that ball thrown up. And let's see these guys go at it.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Miles Bridges is out there with Mark Williams. And it's Okogie in at the small forward position. And that one goes out of bounds. They say last touch by Ball. Miller against Quickly. 6 on the shot clock. Here's the 3. Nailed from three-point land.
You like Quickly's decision-making, that time calling his own number.
You know, Greg, one thing you notice, we're just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
And here's the fast break. Paul leading the way. Miller with a wide open look. Good on the three-point shot.
And nice mechanics from Miller there. Ready to fire as that pass was coming.
And the foul called on Brandon Miller. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Quickly against Miller. Quickly the pass to Purtle. Ingram wide open. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Bridges kicks to Ball. The tray. Drills it from outside. Ball's got 5.
And Ball continues to show he can drain threes. The defense must adjust or he is going to keep doing damage.
You know, whether he's coming off the bench or Brent starting, Emmanuel Quickly can score.
IQ is something else. I mean, he finished second in the Sixth Man of the Year voting in one season. He's capable of putting up 30 as a starter or as a reserve, but it's a unique perspective to sit on that bench, watch the flow of the game, and come in and be impactful. IQ does that.
Good anticipation from this crafty wingman. Bridges enjoys taking chances and going for the alley-oop. Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
For 3, Okogie. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And not a strength of Okogie, but you can see that he's putting the work in.
Driving the lane. Quickly. Scoring his third straight basket in 3 tries.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Now, here's Ball. 25 points last game.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
Let's make sure that that selfish nerve doesn't get tapped, because right now there's great ball movement. They're setting each other up. Let's see if that maintains.
Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And here's Quickly for 3. Drains the three-pointer. Quickly's got 11 points.
Go back to Quickly in his rookie year. He shot about 40% from deep, so shooting from long distance, not a problem.
Here's Bridges, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Launches it. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes. Raptors trail by 7. For 3, Ingram knocks down the 3-ball.
They expect Brandon Ingram to give them a constant inside-outside threat. He's got the go-ahead from three-point line whenever he wants it.
And it's Ball penetrating. Pass to Okogie. outside, Ball. Williams, a screen on Barnes. Driving in, and Ball slams it in.
No looking back. Ball knows once he starts moving, he's got to go all the way.
For three, Ingram. Rebound by Williams.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Deep two from Ball. They grab their own miss.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there. He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Bridges a screen on quickly. Ball from long range. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes.
His shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
Here's Pirtle. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with their lead standing at 6. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. What stands out to you guys from the Hornets in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Mark Williams is out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Okogie in at the 3 spot. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for the Charlotte Hornets. 6-point game. And it's Miller with the jam.
Oh, easy money for Miller. He just generates offense.
There's the drive. And that one's good. Quickly's got 13.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
Bridges with the steal. Here's Okogie. He's covered by Ingram. And good that time.
I like when Okogie goes inside. Very good around the rim.
Miller up on top. Dick defending. Miller, no up.
Relaxed defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
One thing this team likes about Miles Bridges, Greg, he plays a lot. He's always there.
And Kevin, on a couple occasions, Bridges has been near the top in minutes played. He's got that strong 6'7" frame, and it holds up well over the season.
Williams a screen on quickly. Here's Bridges. And Pirtle pulls it down. Raptors trail by 8. Here's Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
You give Barnes any kind of opening, he's going to attack that rim.
Here's Bridges. Stolen by Quickly. One-on-one here. And slam dunk by Ingram.
I tell you what, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense like that.
And it's Miller penetrating. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. He has 7.
And this is where Miller continues to improve, creating off the dribble.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Charlotte moving it around. Bridges sets the screen for Ball. A 3-pointer, no good.
Well, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
Now here's Barnes. Saw him with 29 points last game. Puts up a 3. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Well, Barnes hitting threes spells some trouble. This offense starts to hum.
Williams dishes the ball. Williams sends a screen for Ball. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Here's Barnes. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Pirtle finds Ingram. Back to Pirtle. Ingram outside. Takes a three. Bangs home the trifecta. Ingram's got 5 points now this quarter. Hey, Bones, what do you think is a part of the game that some casual fans don't really understand that well?
Well, Kevin, outside of the contest right here in front of us, let's think about the long schedule that teams are dealing with. How many times did coaches employ different lineups and strategies so that by the end of the year, they have optionality in what they can do on the floor?
Miller against Quickly. To the middle. Here's Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
There are only a few players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
Ball, the pass to Williams. Left side, Ball with the drive.
And he can carry a team. We've seen it from Ball before, and we're seeing it again.
Ingram against Bridges. Hurdle inside. In the corner, it's Ingram. Here's Quickly. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Defensively, you have to account for Quickly when he's on the floor. He knows how to generate offense in a hurry.
And he sinks the second. Charlotte trailing.
Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
And hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
There's the steal. For three, Okogie. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. The Raptors out in front, leading by a point. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us?
Look here now at Charlotte. You really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big.
And now looking at the Hornets, a very close game so far.
You can't win playing passive at the offensive end. I mean, how many times?
And that is it for half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Nice performance by Emmanuel Quickly.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
They've got Robinson. Walter out there with R.J. Barrett. And it's Mobo in at the power forward position. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors.
We talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
Bridges shot. Good.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Here's Shed. He's covered by Ball. To the paint. It's deflected.
Big-time swat from Okogie. Really gets after it on the defensive end. I'm not sure they realize it's not halftime anymore. 4 attempts, and they're still looking for their first bucket.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Hornets shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Toronto's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Walter, good. Walter's got it all tied up now for Toronto.
All right, after 4 misses, they finally get one to go. That has to be a big relief for the offense after beginning this half on a bit of a cold streak. Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
Hornets trail by 3. Miller outside. Count that bucket. Miller's got 10.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. To the middle, taken away by Williams. Cuts off the pass. Here's Shed. Nothing on the board. Inside, Robinson. And Robinson throws it down hard.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Here's Robinson. After the basket by Charlotte. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Mobo can't hit. For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. 2 points. That one goes.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And it's Barrett penetrating. And Barrett slams it in.
And you love that. Just that quick first step. And RJ up and over the D.
R.J. Barrett has established himself as a guy who can play a lot of different roles. Brent, a very versatile player.
A versatile player, Kevin, for sure, and the scoring has been there, but I don't think that's what you rely on with R.J. Barrett. You want him to be a complementary player that plays in different positions on the floor to put the defense at a disadvantage. He's that skilled, and he has that ability to grow that way.
And so here's Toronto. Miles Bridges getting his shot to go from deep.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. It's good.
And Ball is a proven distributor. He's got a real talent for spotting the cracks in the D.
Here's Shed. Off target from outside. The Hornets have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this time.
What a jam!
Fans loving that right there.
What a jam!
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Wasted no time on that one. Jeffries got his first 3 points of the game.
Nurkic getting more and more comfortable at finding the open men on this team.
Barnes can't get it to go. Hornets leading by 3. Man in the corner. To the left wing. Williams scanning the floor. Shoots over Pirtle. Williams can't hit.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
And it's quickly missing. Charlotte's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Ingram adding more muscle, a little more moxie each and every year.
At the line for Toronto.
Both free throws good for Ingram.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Ingram with the steal. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. Quickly with a wide open look. And again, Toronto no luck. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. Hornets lead. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the fourth. We've got Williams. Smith is out there with Trey Mann. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Jeffries in at the 3 spot. With every passing season, Quickly's role seems to expand.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he's had to prove himself over and over. And now that he has, I don't think you'll find nearly as many doubters as he had when he first came into the league.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte.
Really known as a microwave scorer, Quickly's fearlessness is what allows him to really get cooking.
Ball no good.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Barnes screen on Ball. Down low. And the dunk by Barnes.
Really hard to stop Scotty Barnes in the pick and roll. As the screener, Scotty can beat you different ways.
Ball to pass to Bridges. Bridges a screen on Barnes. Ball from long range. Rebound by the Raptors. Pirtle's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Dick. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist.
Barnes making sure that his teammates stay involved.
Hornets trail by 3. Ball with it. He's picked up by Dick. Ball, the pass to Okogie. Back to Ball. Looking to get it going. And the layup is up and in.
And great intensity here down the stretch. He's not one to shrink in the moment.
I'll take a look at him. Locked in right now in this moment. Wants the ball in his hands and feels real comfortable with the shot he's taking.
It's Dick on the wing. 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Williams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Williams has a screen for Ball to the inside. And Williams throws it down.
And the more experienced Ball gets, the more confident he gets in those situations. Great execution.
Quickly kicks to Ingram. Pass to Pirtle. Count the basket and the foul. LaMelo Ball picks one up.
Yeah.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking and the game continues on. Powering through the...
And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
Shooting for Charlotte. Miller. One shot. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules. The officials will
closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking and the game continues on.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Mark Williams. And Josh Green subbed in for Bridges. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. He told them this is what it's all about, proving we're the better team in the tough situation. But you got to want it. Coach told his guys they have what it takes to win here. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Quickly the pass to Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
Gigantic basket by Barnes. This guy's not afraid.
Barnes against Ball. Outside, Green. Misses the three. Toronto then gone an outstanding 4 of 5 in the field in the fourth quarter so far. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. It's stolen by Green. Miller right side. At the elbow, Nurkic for three. Okogie hands it from downtown. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for the Hornets.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
Well, they've been fantastic tonight, really enforcing giveaways and getting scores on the other end. I mean, you get a few more possessions like that, the confidence grows, you win that turnover battle.
It's stolen by Green. It's Miller on the wing. Dick defending. Ball against Purtle. And here's Miller outside. And it's the Hornets another three.
Already, Miller showing he has no problem in the big moments. How about the gut from that young man?
Barnes finds Dick. There's 53 seconds left in the game.
You could see he wanted to get it back. Sadly, he couldn't capitalize from outside the arc.
Okogie, the pass to Nurkic. Stolen. Pushing it up. It's Miller on the wing. Back to Green. Pass to Miller. Outside, Green. Ball kicks to Green. Just 5 to shoot. From outside the arc. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Dick wide open. Great look, but off the mark. Miller inside. And it's Miller on the follow. Poked loose, and that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
Well, somehow they kept possession of the ball after that poor pass. They should be very thankful that wasn't a turnover.
And here's quickly for three. It's off. So it's the Hornets picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.